14 Yoruba suspected Fulani herdsmen arrested in Ekiti for kidnapping. Peter Opara. Mr. Joe Igbokwe took to his verified Facebook page today to share the comment of Peter Opara about the 14 Yoruba suspected Fulani herdsmen arrested in Ekiti State for kidnapping. What it now means is that some Yorubas are also cattle herdsmen, and the report has it that about 14 of them were yesterday arrested in Ekiti for kidnapping. The 14 of them have been taken by security operatives while investigation is still ongoing. And if they are found guilty, they will be made to face the full weight of the law. Insecurity is on the rise in many regions of the country. Many said this was due to unemployment in the nation, but the governments are doing all within their reach to build projects that will in turn create jobs. Therefore, the citizens should also help security operatives by providing them with useful information that will help them safeguard the country. May God give our leaders the wisdom to win the war against insecurity, and that is just how it ends. Honestly, I'm confused. The writing itself is just confusing. How can you say 14 Yoruba suspected Fulani herdsmen? The writing is absolutely wrong. Again, I don't know I don't know the logic of you being Yoruba and Fulani. You can explain that. Of course, you can be a Fulani person and you live. Listen, this is just very confusing. I don't understand how you can be Yoruba and Fulani, except you're mixed for some reason. Your upbringing is different. Again, maybe you're Yoruba, but then you grew up in the northern part of the country, and cattle rearing is just what you did, that you got into, and that's just your job. I guess that's the only explanation for that. So yeah, somebody here says, let's look at the comment section. First person says, life imprisonment. It is well, thank God that those that kidnap people have been arrested. Exactly. Again, the fact that they have been caught kidnapping and there's sufficient proof against them to show that they are the kidnappers, then they should be arrested, and that's just what it is. I think the argument when it comes to this is that where is the same energy? Is the same energy replicated when it is actual Fulani herdsmen that do this? Because again, when it comes to anything that is non-Fulani, because we know our president is pro-Fulani all the way. So again, the bias then comes in, and which supports the argument, why is it that when it comes to non-Fulanis who commit crimes, immediately, there's always a sentence, there's always an arrest, there's always an investigation. The proactiveness is just there. And it's like, because there are so many arguments, so many theories, and I think the most dangerous of them all is what we call ethnic cleansing. I am not even going to explain it. I will urge you and go on that endeavor to go and search up what it means, ethnic cleansing. I am not saying I have facts to prove this, or that's why I'm not going to delve into that point, but these are rumors which sort of feel the bias and the fact that when it comes to non-Fulanis who commit crimes, the government is definitely harsh in terms of making them face the full weight and wrath of the law. Somebody here says, so the narrative has to change from Fulani herdsmen to just herdsmen for equal blame. That is, exactly. If you're going to, because you might as well say Yoruba herdsmen instead of saying Yoruba Fulani herdsmen. But again, if you go with herdsmen, that's what it has been. I think the name Fulani herdsmen was definitely used to distinguish Nigerian Fulanis and non-Nigerian Fulanis, because at first Nigerian Fulanis were not the ones committing these acts. It was non-Nigerian Fulanis, and I guess that was where the confusion actually lies. And of course, the Nigerian Fulanis to some extent also got the brunt of this whole thing against the non-Nigerian Fulanis, and I guess all these terms just make it very hard for you to understand. So yeah, somebody here says Joe and Okpara need lesson in learning history to help them not spread fake news. Again, I think when it comes to this, I also need it as well, because there are around the Middle Belt area, there's a mix with Hausa and Yoruba in some way somehow, which I'm not really sure about, but I know it is there. Like for example, Kwara State, there are a lot of Yorubas there, but then they're also mixed with Hausa. There's a mix somewhere, which I don't think I have a sufficient history to know where that mix came from and how the mix came about. But that definitely suggests that they can be Yoruba Fulani herdsmen, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, another person here says, the two countries must share a thing in common, Oduduwa with Nigeria. All right. Someone says, Igbokwe, so you have lost your memory that you could not remember the emir of Ilorin being a Fulani man, speaks Yoruba fluently. There are many Fulani herdsmen in Kwara State that speak Fulfud and Yoruba fluently. Go and ask when you hear whether you are Ilorin Afonja or Ilorin Alimi. You could only know them to be Fulani with their mode of dressing. Olodo, you missed your point. And I think where this person is coming from is because with Joy Bokwe's post on Facebook, he says 14 Yoruba suspected Fulani herdsmen are arrested in Ekiti for kidnapping. Have you guys not heard of Herdsmen? I don't know that. I don't even know what that means. But I guess now the 14 Yoruba suspected Fulani herdsmen, and that just shows that the link between Yoruba and Fulani absolutely exists. And I guess again, not a lot of people do know that. And that's just where the person is coming from, saying that, excuse me, there are Yorubas that speak. You speaking the language does not make you an indigent of the place. And I guess that's why you're mixing it up. I don't know if I'm getting it wrong. I stand to be corrected. But I can speak French fluently, but I'm not French. It's a difference. And I guess in this case, it's because there's a mix in culture, which I do not understand. And I don't understand how that came to be. But again, obviously, we learn and we grow. I guess we're going to know more in the near future. Someone said, then there are now Yorubas who are Fulani herdsmen. Again, when I think the technicality of it all is very much complex, because you can be Yoruba, but you speaking Fulfud fluently does not make you Fulani, except you identify as Fulani because you've grown up in such area where the culture is prevalent and that is what you choose to identify as, and that's your identity. But then when we talk about indigenes of a place, do we talk about blood? I don't know. It's very much a complex conversation, and put what I think about this. But yeah, that's just what it is. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.